Here in London's West End, Katherine Kressmann Taylor's novel Address Unknown is currently being performed at the Soho Theatre. The novel was banned in the 1930s because it exposed the threat of the Nazi regime. But the current theatrical performance has received rave reviews. The theatre, which was previously home to the West End Great Synagogue, is putting on the play as part of its Summer of Politics season. Address Unknown tells the story of two friends, Max, a Jew living in San Francisco, and Martin, who has returned to Germany from America. The story examines their lives and exposes the damaging impact the Nazi regime had on their friendship.
The play is set on a backdrop of a country in a double-dip recession with a coalition government that's just hosted the Olympics, that has a dangerous rise in an anti-European vote and currently has revenge attacks taking place on places of worship. And that's Berlin I just described in 1932. You know, it sounds very similar now, and that is about the constant return that the human spirit has to vengeance and to an act of terror to make oneself feel better rather than make the world a better place.
The play and the novel also explore how some Jewish people living outside Europe reacted to the Nazi regime.
Jewishness suddenly becomes sharply into focus when he realises what is happening in Europe and how kind of out of touch he's been with it, and sort of in this kind of little San Franciscan sort of, you know, you've got a lovely apartment, he's doing really well. So for me, that's what it is. His world is kind of shattered.
What I think is very good about the writing of the novella and of the play is the way it shows, in the Hannah Arendt phrase, the banality of evil. That you can join yourself up to something with the best of intentions, and you end up actually signing your name to what turns out to be an evil thing, you know. And there's always a moment, you know, when I start saying the stuff that I say in the play, where the audience at first, who seem to think I'm kind of a nice guy, they suddenly go cold and silent, and you hear them going like that. And it's a great moment. That's the point of the play, is that you think, oh, he's a nice guy. Oh, no, he's not, you know.
Written in 1938, the story was a call to arms as several sympathisers wished to persuade the American government to get involved in the Second World War.
A terrible persecution, a pogrom, no less. That is the consensus of our American papers. I know your liberal mind and warm heart will tolerate no viciousness.
Something, I do not know what, will happen. A leader is found. Yet cautiously to myself I ask, a leader to where? Despair overthrown often turns us in mad directions.
Address Unknown has also been performed in French at the theatre and has been well received by critics and audiences alike.
It's gone down really well, I'm ever so relieved to say, but the reviews have been great. They've tend to be 4 and 5 stars, and it's getting good audiences, which is the most important thing. The most exciting house at Soho Theatre has a 16-year-old and a 60-year-old sat next to each other here in the same tale.
Kressmann's international best-selling novel continues to be praised as it educates and entertains people around the globe. The thought-provoking play will be performed on stage until the 27th of July. This is Celestina Ololode for JM1 in London.